So, I've been wondering, would a T-style guitar sound better if it had neck pickups in both positions? We're going to find out today. Welcome everybody. Thanks for being here with us at Guitar Tone Central. My name's Mark, and we're going to talk today about T-style pickups, in particular the neck pickup. Now, we got a little bit, this is a little bit of a trick. I know that for those of you that have Telecasters, T-style guitars, it's not routed like this, all right? So you can't really just walk out to your guitar and see if this neck pickup would sound good in the bridge position. But fortunately, we have a Somnium guitar here, so we're able to test that, and what we discovered is pretty cool. And we're going to play that for you here in a second, do some tone exploring. But first, please click down below to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget the notification bell when you subscribe so that you get an alert when the next episode of GTC is available. So thank you so much for being with us. We truly appreciate it. And we like to do more interesting kind of stuff like this that you wouldn't normally think of, because there's so many reviews, pickup reviews of the common combination, which of course in a T-style guitar, you've got your slanted single coil here, which tends to be a bit brighter and hotter. And then we've got our more mellowed out neck pickup. But what we thought is, well, let's try a few different neck pickups, and let's not just try them in the neck, let's try them in the bridge too, and see if we can even combine them that way. So that's what we're going to do today. And then we'll explore those tones in just a minute, but let's talk about what we have here. What we've got is a collection of three different pickups, all right? So these are all intended to be neck pickups, T-style neck pickups. So we've got Peg City, and it's a TC204 is the model number. And Peg City, let's see, got a little bit of specs. They're wound to 7.6K resistance, and about 2 Henrys is the inductance rating on these. So then we have a Ken Armstrong a Hot Rod Rebel, and this is, I'm not sure if this is an Alnico 5 or an Alnico 2. I know this is an Alnico 5. So I think they're all Alnico 5s, whether right, or this one's a 2? No. Well, oh, this one's got both Alnico 5s and 2s in it? Oh, that's just mad science. I don't know how, you know what? You're going to find out in a minute what that does, because we're going to find out in a minute. I'm not giving away the secret just yet, not without my hat on. So the Ken Armstrong Hot Rod Rebel, this is an Alnico 5, straight up. Similar, 7.5K, very similar, very close. It's almost 2.5 Henrys, so the inductance is definitely different. So we are going to expect that to sound a little bit different. And then we've got, this is a Kentucky Hot Brown from GS, right? GS RS. You can tell I'm prepared for this episode. From RS. RS what? Okay, Guitar Works. See, my cue cards are not up today. We're not on cue here, but that's all right. RS Guitar Works, a new brand. We haven't tried this before. This is their Kentucky Hot Brown neck pickup. Now we got a very noticeably less wound, less severely wound. It's only at 5.8K on your resistance, but it still comes out at 2 Henrys, 2.1 Henrys. Very interesting, much lower winding, but very similar inductance rating. And that kind of gives you an idea a little bit on how you get different flavors, even though you might think they ought to sound the same, but we're going to find out, not quite. So let's take a trip down T-style neck pickup lane. All right, let's go exploring. So what I'm going to do, we'll start out in the neck pickup position where you'd normally expect to hear these. So this is the Ken Armstrong. And we're just going to go down the line. I'm going to strum a few chords, then we'll go over to one of the other ones. We'll go from the Ken Armstrong to the RS to the Peg City. All right. All right. Clean sound, we're going through our Mesa Boogie 550 Express amp as always, and Vintage 30 speaker. Yes, did I get that one right? We are through the Vintage 30 speaker. Okay, common stuff that you guys probably have in your speaker cabinets at home too. So. RS Guitar Works. Peg City. Did you hear a difference? Here's what I got. There's no question there's a difference. Okay, so for the mellow sound, Ken Armstrong, even though the name of it is Hot Rebel, okay, to me it was smooth. It was smooth, it was mellow. Here, I'll go back to it just real quick. And that's kind of how I normally think of a tele pickup in the neck. Mellow. That's the key word. Now, we brightened things up quite a bit when we went to the RS Guitar Works. That definitely had a lot more chime, a lot more brightness to it, and it definitely opened it up a little bit. But it's not harsh. It's brighter, but it's not harsh. Now, Peg City, a noticeably different story. And the reason, I think now I realize that it's got the dual magnets in it, I can hear almost like a second, I don't want to say it's a second voice, but when I was thinking about this earlier, it's when you play a 6-string guitar and then you play a 12-string, right? It's got that additional dimension because you're playing an extra layer of strings, and it's just different. It's kind of cool. So, but I'm hearing that out of single strings, out of this Peg City pickup. So. It's really, to me, sounds almost like two voices. It's a really cool effect, very cool effect. So that's the difference in these pickups, very noticeable between all three. So folks, if you have a chance to pick up some of these, you'll know what you're going to get when you plug them in. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to set them in the neck position, in the bridge position rather, and let's find out what happens. Now, I would expect the pickup to be mellow. So this is our Ken Armstrong. So let's hit it. See what we got. It's got a little bit of quack to it, and that's kind of desirable sometimes. I don't know if you hear that through YouTube, but it's got a, not quite Donald Duck, but sometimes that quack sound is actually pretty cool. Country music, certain layers maybe in your song. And now we're going to let's go to the RS Guitar Works. High end. I hear a lot of high end. Just straight on brightness, less quack, than the Ken Armstrong Hot Rebel. And Peg City is next. Hard to describe. It's bright. It doesn't seem to have the quack. To me, it's got a straight-on brightness without the quack, but it's also got that second little layer on the high end that kind of jumps out at me. The G string, it just pops. So let's try them together. So what if? Well, let's just put a standard. We've got our standard Ken Armstrong T-style bridge pickup in here, and this is what it's like. Little more power, a little more output, and that's kind of the way they're designed anyway. Usually the T-style neck pickups are lower output. Okay, so it's higher output and a little bit warmer. But let's try some overdrive. You know what? Let's leave that pickup in there and let's do a little overdrive, single coil style. Now let's do a neck. Peg City. I hear clarity, I hear a sharper cut from the strings than I did with the bridge pickup. Let's go RS. RS Guitar Works. Not bad. The brightness, the crispness is still there, more so than the bridge. And let's go with the Rebel, Ken Armstrong Hot Rod Rebel. That had a little more low-end, mid-range to it, which is what we got in the neck position. So why not pair a couple of these up, neck and neck? I didn't plan that, it just came out that way. Well, let's put these neck and neck. Run them in the middle. That got a little too muddy for me, so I'm not sure if I'm crazy about that. Let's pair it up with the RS Guitar Works. We know that was a little bit brighter in the neck position, so now we got bright kind of multi-voice and bright up here. So let's see what we got. Neck position. Yeah, that RS Guitar Works is kind of throaty, right? So, discovery, what we find out exploring today, I found out that this Peg City pickup is really different. It's very different. It's got that two-tone kind of depth to it. Hard to describe. You kind of have to hear it for yourself. And by the way, we're gonna put the links down below to RS Guitar Works pickups, Peg City, Ken Armstrong. So please do check their websites out. Consider getting these pickups. Now, these all sounded great. Different voices all sounded great in the neck position. So well worth your time to look at it. But I think it's very worthy if you're custom building a guitar, debating what should I do with pickups, and maybe cut it out so you can put the neck pickup in there. If you like what you hear, something to consider. Or get a Somnium, then you can have them all. So, you know, I have to throw that in there. I love this thing. So, folks, thank you very much for being here with us today as we went neck and neck with 3 pickups. We appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. And don't forget to check back in next week. See our next episode. Thanks again.